and welcome. I'm from Sandy Hook Promise, and I'm here to talk about how you can make a difference, how you can save lives, how you can say something. The Say Something program and its 3 easy steps will help you to prevent violence, suicide, and other harmful acts in your school and community. In this day and age, it's become increasingly harder to connect with people on a more personal basis. But even just a small hello, an interaction in the hallway, something, anything, can make all the difference in someone's life. This Kindness Week, we want to recognize the power of stepping up and saying hello. You never know the difference it can make.
Today, you will learn how to protect yourself, your classmates, and your community from shootings, violence, suicide, and other harmful acts, simply by saying something. Say Something consists of 3 easy steps. Step 1, look for warning signs and threats. Step 2, when you observe a sign or threat, act immediately and take it seriously. And step 3, say something to a trusted adult, call 911, or use the Say Something anonymous reporting system. Using these 3 steps, you will make a real difference in keeping your school safe and getting help for people who need it.
Before we jump into the details of each step, I want to emphasize that schools are safe. In fact, they are one of the safest places to be in your community.
However, they aren't immune to shootings, violence, suicide, threats, and other harmful acts.
For instance, almost 20%, or 1 in every 5 students, report being bullied. You may not realize this, but bullying has a significant and negative impact on your personal and overall school safety.
Maria was in 9th grade. A group of girls would roll their eyes and call her fat and ugly every time they saw her. Maria's friend, Julie, watched this happen every day and even saw her crying a couple of times in the locker room. Earlier in the week, Maria texted Julie saying that she's decided not to go to the cafeteria to eat lunch anymore, because the bunch of girls tease and taunt her as she walks by the table. Throughout the year, Julie noticed that Maria started to come to class late and her grades started slipping. Maria started getting harassed on Instagram by the same girls. The bullying persisted and Maria started cutting herself. When Maria was absent for a couple of days, Julie looked at her Insta story and saw a disturbing post with a picture of Maria's arms with cuts all over them, and a message saying, "I feel dead inside, but this makes me feel something."
In addition to bullying, far too many students ideate about, attempt, or die by suicide. 17%, or 1 in every 6 students, consider suicide. Let me tell you about one of those students.
Kim couldn't get over the heartbreak. Her first love broke up with her just before Valentine's Day. A close friend, Monica, noticed that Kim started coming to school late and missing algebra class, which led to a downward spiral in grades in most of her classes. Even though Kim had been a star softball player for years, she told her friends she wasn't trying out for the upcoming varsity softball team. She also shared that she was having difficulty sleeping and didn't feel like eating the things she used to love. Kim started talking about how meaningless life was after the breakup and even posted an image on Instagram and said she wanted to end her pain altogether.
Students who are hurting can also turn their pain into hurting others. Every year in this country, there are on average 33 school shootings. This is just one of those stories.
Christopher was getting bullied and even assaulted by a group of students every day freshman year. The group of boys who were harassing and bullying Christopher threatened to kill him if he told his parents and went to the police. As the school year went on, Christopher became severely depressed and thought about how he could get out of this torturous situation. He hated school. He started researching weapons online and reading about school shooters. His journal became filled with drawings of guns and morbid scenes. He would tell friends that he wanted revenge and that the bullies would be sorry for tormenting him. After an assault in the locker room at the end of the school year, Christopher decided he had had enough. He let out his rage and frustration on different social platforms and posted images of assault weapons. But then his posts became more irate and hostile as the days went on. During the last week of school, he posted, "Don't come to school tomorrow if you want to live. People pay."
Shootings are just one form of violence and crime that can occur within schools. Other forms of violence and crime include dating violence, verbal abuse, physical abuse, and theft. In fact, 79% of schools have reported incidents of crime. Some cases involve weapons, some do not. In all cases, incidents of crime in schools make everyone, students, teachers, and parents, feel like their school is less safe. Here is a story about Andrew, a student that experienced a violent crime at school.
Andrew got a new phone and was showing it to his best friend. His friend warned him not to take it out in school because he'd get jumped and have the phone stolen. As he was leaving school at the end of the day, he took the phone out to send a text and 3 boys attacked him and grabbed the phone and ran off.
So as you've heard and read, while schools are safe, they are not immune to violence. The good news is that these shootings, violence, suicides, and other harmful acts are preventable. That's because there are often warning signs and threats shown by individuals in need of help before a tragedy takes place, just like in many of the stories I shared.
In fact, research shows that 87% of active school shooters planned their attacks in advance and often gave verbal, physical, and virtual signs that they were planning and plotting to harm others. Also, 70% of people who die by suicide tell someone of their plans or give other warning signs. 37% of threats of violence were sent electronically before a violent act occurred. So, if we teach you how to look for these warning signs and threats, empower you to act immediately and take it seriously, and then say something, you'll help reduce violence and create a safer and healthier school.